Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut up this image into little puzzle pieces and then bring it into Adobe Animate and then add little code snippets to it so that people could drag it around like a puzzle. So we're back here in Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop. Here I am. I've got this image, and over on the left, I've got the rectangular selection tool. If I hold it down, I've got other options. We're going to use this and the keyboard to just kind of cut out puzzle type pieces from the image. So we're dicing it up a little bit. So if I just click and drag a rectangle, I want to split this into probably like 6 pieces or so. But if I start with I'll start with a rectangle here, roughly. And a thing you can do, if you may remember, maybe not, you can hold Shift if you want to add to a selection, or Option if you want to subtract from it. So I'm going to hold Shift. I'm going to drag a little rectangle. I'm going to hold Option just to illustrate the other thing. Holding Option, and now it cut away from my selection, yeah? So again, holding Shift, and it's adding to it. Maybe I'll get fancy like a puzzle piece type piece. What am I talking about? Holding Shift. So it's added this little circular bit. We'll say this is my first puzzle piece. What I'm going to want to do first, and I should have maybe started with this, but it's okay. Going to go up to Layer and New Layer. Layer 2, whatever. Going to drag it to the bottom, and this will be, by default, it'll be transparent, and that's fine. You can just leave that as is. I'm going to go back to select the layer I was on. This will just make sure that when we're cutting away these pieces, it's going to be transparent background and not give us any problems. It's going to make our job easier. Anyway, so I've added my transparent layer below. I'm back on the image. I'm going to go up to Edit and then Cut. So I've cut out that puzzle piece. I'm going to go to File and New, and then Clipboard. So it's going to give me a document the size of whatever image is on my clipboard. And I've already hit Cut, right? So I'm going to go to Create. So it made this, and the size, the dimensions are already going to fit. So Edit Paste. So that shows what we mean, right? So that's that first puzzle piece. And the checkered background means that it's transparent background. And there we go. There we go. I'm going to go to, and I'm going to export this. File, Export, say quick export as PNG. Fine. I'm going to call it Puzz1. You can do the same, whatever you want. And I made a little folder here already for keep all my puzzle pieces organized. Okay, Puzz1, save. Bam. Okay, and now I'm back here in my image, and now I'm going to maybe cut out something in this corner. You can do it however you want. But we'll start with a rectangle. Sure, why not? And then maybe get my circular thing again. Holding Shift to add to it. I'm going to hold Option to cut away. Maybe I'm going to do it, cut away a giant thing. I don't know. Maybe again. Your decision. Okay. That's actually fine for now. We'll say that's my piece. I'm going to cut that out again and put it on its own file. So Edit, Cut, and then File, New, Clipboard, and it says background here, transparent. That's good. Create, Edit, Paste. All right. So my second puzzle piece, going to File, Export, to export this piece out just like I did the first one. Now quick export as PNG. I'm going to call it Puzz2. And it's here in the same folder as my other one. Great. And so you can continue doing the rest. cutting up your image into 6 pieces total. So that was 2. You can imagine me doing it for a few more. Now I'm going to open Adobe Animate, and this is where we're going to connect some code snippets to it. Here we go. Here we go. Create new. Sure, why not? Yeah, sounds good. Now you can adjust the dimensions how you'd like. You can always go to Modify Document and manually adjust these numbers as far as the height and width. It's all good. Okay. But the basics is that we just opened Adobe Animate, create a new project. And let's see. What do we think? Up here, there's we're usually in properties. This is library. This is where you remember your movie clips and other assets, or maybe not assets, other things are stored. I'm going to bring in my 2 puzzle pieces. I've dragged them in. Here in my library, they're listed here, right? Select one of my puzzle pieces, and I'm going to go to convert it to a movie clip symbol. Convert to symbol. It may default on graphic or something like that. Make sure it's movie clip. I'll call it Puz1. You can call it what you want, but that's what I'm doing. Same with this second piece. I'm going to convert this one. Convert to symbol. Movie clip sounds good. Puz2. Okay. Now over here in properties object, we're seeing these are both movie clips. When I click on this one, it says instance of Puz1. When I click on this one, it says instance of 2. But for neither of these, there is an instance name. Neither of them has an instance name. I'm just going to call the instance name the same as what we're calling it, Puz1 in this case. And the reason I'm doing this is because when we connect the code snippets, it's going to want a name, an instance name. Yeah, so that's what that's for. We're just kind of tying that in. Hold on, I did this wrong. Puz2 on this one. All right, good. At this point, we're going to go to the code snippets part. So up to the window menu, go to code snippets. Yeah, so window, code snippets. Here we are. Got some different options here. We're going to open action script and then actions. And here we've got different code snippet options for different kinds of actions. Show an object, show a movie clip, simple timer, countdown timer, all kinds of things you could do. Let's see. I've got Puz1 selected as far as my little puzzle pieces, right? I'm going to double click drag and drop. So we're adding a drag and drop function to that specific piece. What it's saying here is that for Puz1, right, that's the instance name, for that puzzle piece, we're adding an event listener, which means it's listening in to what you're doing with your mouse, the mouse event, right? Specifically when you click down on your mouse. It's counting that as that you want to drag it. So the function is click to drag. So essentially it's doing a click to drag when you hold your mouse down, right? It's going to start the dragging of Puz1 when you do that in this case. And then the next part is just when you lift your mouse up. So the second little block here. So it's saying it's adding an event listener of when you lift your mouse up, then it will release it. It will no longer be dragging it. Release to drop, etc. So when you let go, it will stop drag. Yeah, we're not really coding ourselves here. This is just explaining what's going on. So again, the first part is when you click and hold down, it'll allow you to drag the piece. The second part is when you release the mouse, it'll stop dragging it. And now it's that simple. We can go and we can click on our other puzzle piece. Our other puzzle piece, right. Right, cool. And now in this one, I've already got this window open here. I can just double click, drag and drop again. Now that I've done that, it will apply it to our second puzzle piece, the same thing. So here, our first bit of code here, this was for the puz1, right? It says puz1 there and there too. When we drag down, it's the same thing, all that same code, but again, and it says puz2. So it's just it's doing the same drag and drop function for our second puzzle piece. That's all that is. We can test our movie. Control, so the control movie and then test movie and inanimate. I think we've done that before, right? Let's see. Okay, there we go. I'm able to drag these little puzzle pieces. And so when you've done this with your 6 puzzle pieces, roughly, from your image, you've got them all. You've exported them, brought them into Adobe Animate, and attached the drag and drop code. This is what you'll be able to have, and it'll be a full image. For me, it's just the 2 pieces, but you'll be able to do it with all your pieces.